welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done my last reading. Things in general in life have been pretty busy and pretty hectic. I'm only going to do one reading for this session. It's going to be from my friend Jess. So I'm not sure what I want to add as far as an update. Like I said, things have been really busy. Had a lot going on all across the board, really. Started a new writing project, and that has been the focus of things lately. I don't think I want to get into that too much. I'm just going to say that it's a story that deals with AI and, not surprisingly, DS. So we'll see how that turns out in the long run. I'm just going to take a minute here to collect myself, and then we'll begin. I'm running a little short on time, shorter than I had planned, but we'll do what we have to do. As I've said before, if you or someone that you know is interested in a reading, definitely let me know. I'm still doing them for free. And on the note of the podcasts, that's still an ongoing project. The next one should be recorded probably within, the next 3 to 5 days, I would say. So that'll be posted when it's ready. And yeah. Alright, let me take a moment here to ground myself and get ready to do this work. I'm pretty sure that I mentioned in the last recording that I designed a new Oracle deck. I still haven't had enough chance to get that ordered, so there again, when I do, I will start using it and you'll be able to see it. Alright. Take a moment to connect my energies to the cards and to connect this reading with Jess. Also, I will mention ahead of time, I had yet again another intuitive message that I'm supposed to use dice with this reading, so I set them out here to remind myself to do that. I think I will go ahead and do the reading of the cards first and then move to that part. Okay. Alright. See if this first card is ready. Okay, there's something about this card too. I don't know. Normally when I do these readings, I use 5 cards. That's just how I roll. But there's something going on with this card as well. So, we'll see. Card's not ready yet. Okay. Wow. Okay. I had an intuitive feeling yesterday when I was planning on doing this reading today. I had this intuitive message and feeling that came through that this was going to be one of the cards, and I had actually intuited that this would be the first card. So the fact that this is here is wow. Yeah. Your first card, your status card, is the Captive Man. It is reversed. Man, that blows me away. Read the card. Wow. Okay. Alright, so the intuitive message coming through here with this card is that the reverse nature of the card here, in this instance, is really important. This is talking about freedom. There is a sickle-like instrument in this card with lightning coming from it. This is very much a card of positive transformation. It's about being surrounded by a lot of difficult or painful circumstances, and this sickle is sort of clearing the way to plant new seeds. Very powerful card. As I said, circumstances is coming through very loudly. A lot of voices, a lot of personas. And not all of those are negative, but it's just a lot of stuff. But this sickle is clearing the way. So this is, as I said, it's about transformation. It's about being in a better place of moving forward. So yeah, a beautiful card to start off with. There's a lot of energy in the cards as well so far in this reading. The Captive Man. Okay. Okay. It's very fitting card here for your challenge card. The Queen of Bedlam. It's a complex message coming through. Wow, okay. So this is your challenge card. It represents elements that are going on in your life right now that may prove to be problematic or maybe a difficulty. Beyond everything else, this card also represents ways that you can sort of practice inner work, personal, spiritual development. This card is also reversed, and like I said, the intuitive message that's coming through is very layered. See if I can unpack it. A big part of this is a sort of looking away from decadence and excess and sort of focusing more on a very home-centered, like small microcosmos sort of scale. Wow. Okay. Also, another part here. I'm getting this weird sort of loud message coming through with this card that's all about fantasy. And I'm not sure why it's coming through reverse the way it is. There's a lot of red in this card, which tends to lean toward vitality. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to come back to this challenge card. I want to see what this card is here at the end because there may be a connection. That might be why this card's not coming through. So I'm going to set this up there to remember. Give me just a moment here. Okay, this card has something to do with the past. It's sort of about a fable that you've been telling yourself due to circumstance. I'm also getting now part of this intuitive message. It's about sort of feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, or as if you're responsible for a lot of catastrophe or whatever this is, this fable, this thing that's going on in the past. I feel like there's this view of, oh, like I've failed myself or I've failed these other people. And this card feels very heavy. Typically when I do these readings, the cards feel light and there's a lot of energy, but I'm feeling a lot of weight, so this is a burden. Whatever this is that occurred in the past, that's how it's coming across, that it's sort of something that you're carrying with you and it's getting in the way possibly of that, like moving forward. So yeah, this is like a stone in your pocket, something that you haven't let go of. And there's a child involved in this too. The Queen of Bedlam. I'll show you the card and we will see if it goes any further here with the reading as the cards move on. As I said, it was reversed. I'll turn it around so that you can see it clearly. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Alright, your tool card is the return. It's also reversed. Wow, okay. Part of the intuitive message immediately that's coming through with this card and it being called quote unquote the returning. The reverse nature of this card in this instance is important because the figure in this card is looking back over her shoulder. This card is saying don't dwell so much on those things. Particularly don't allow those voices to paint that picture for you of who you are or who you could become or like what reality or life is. Like there's just this very strong message of step away from that. Find your own path. Let that inner light guide you. Yeah, this is also about letting go. Figure in this card is holding on to the horn of a unicorn, and but here I'm drawn to the way that she's holding it. It's a weird sort of pose, and that's coming through. It's about letting that go, letting go of the fable. Yeah, that's another element here too, as well with the card. This figure has wings coming out of her back, and it's kind of asserting that be willing to fly, be willing to move forward, and not allow those things to burden you. The returning. There's also another part of this intuitive message coming through with this darkened figure at the very bottom of the card, and it's suggesting that someone or some element, whether it be a person or spirit, there's something going on that is very comfortable with the idea of you going backward. Like there's a what's the word? There's almost there's just a comfortable sadness sort of tendency is the word I'm looking for. A tendency toward sort of staying in a place that doesn't benefit you. And so yeah, that was important for me to share. Beware of that because there is an element of that here with this card. Card's not ready yet. All right. This next card is In Two Minds. This is going to be your outcome card. It's a quote unquote potential outcome depending on whether or not you do the work utilizing this tool card and whether or not you actually face or focus on this challenge that's going on. It's a potential outcome. Wow. This card is very fitting. Looking at this card, it's also reversed. If it were faced up, it would sort of represent to me being scattered or broken, fractured almost, the way the card's designed. But with it being turned this way, This is a really positive card because it suggests synthesis and unity, harmony, balance. Very, very positive, moving, all parts moving in one. So yeah, this is a very beautiful potential outcome card here. Integration is coming through really loudly. Yeah, partnership. A very fitting card. As I said, in two minds. And it was reversed. Okay. Card's not ready yet. Still not ready. Okay. Your personal card is the messenger. Wow. Okay. The intuitive message coming through with this card is really loud. It's speaking directly to that experience that we can sometimes have where, whether you want to call it spirit or the universe or deity, is speaking to us as a messenger. Like life is showing up and events are happening, and it's like sort of this culmination of forces, occurring, and it's a message that you have to look for, but it's there if you open yourself up to it on an intuitive level. Yeah, that's what this is saying. I'm drawn to the wings here of the figure in this card. And this card also has a schism. The characters are separate and different. They're designed differently. And all of this is speaking to a message from spirit, a sort of greater, higher self, communication coming through. As I always say with these personal cards, look closely at the image. There will be something in it that will speak directly to you. And therein, if you have trouble seeing the image, certainly let me know and I can send you a picture of it in better quality. Like I said, it is the messenger. And I think this is a great personal card to receive. Honestly, this has been the theme. A lot of conversations that I've had with people recently, it's like, for whatever reason right now, this time of year seems to be forces aligning for people. Both good and bad circumstances, but things just occurring and it being very clear that, as I said, the universe is trying to speak if only we would listen. So a pretty good card. Okay, let's see what this additional card has to say. Your additional card here is the gift. Gonna have to let this card sit for a moment because the messages that are coming through are sort of, it's like getting poor reception on a radio. It's there and it's varied, but it's also very quick, and it's, I'm not sure. Give it a moment. This is the first time since I've been doing these readings. I've probably done 50 or 60, maybe more, of these readings. It's the first time that I've ever had an incident where a card spoke and said, you know, I need to be there as well. So, very interesting. What's this card saying? This card is speaking, it's talking about truth. Also, a part of this card is submission. It's about servitude. Not specifically saying that you should follow that path necessarily, but there's a meaning there. Those words are coming through. Also, I'm getting duality and union. There is a symmetry to the way that this card is designed that's really important for some reason. What's coming through now, it's talking about unmasking yourself and other people, seeing them for who they really are, and presenting yourself, you know, in a sort of truthful way. Like I said, this card, the energy, is not something that I'm used to at all. Yeah. That's all that I'm making out of this at the moment. I will show you the image. As I said, it's the gift. Normally I only do 5 cards, and so I don't even know the complete significance of this card, except for the fact that the deck said needs to be here. So, the gift. I am getting that balance is a part of this message coming through because of the simple contrast of light and dark in this image. This also has something to do with magic. It's about paganism, but it's really old, very earth-based. Man, I don't know. Like, sorry, I feel like I'm failing here, but there's just so much, and it's in a weird way that I'm not used to trying to receive. I may have to come back to this at some other point. You and I can, and we can discuss it. But yeah, there's a lot coming through with that card. Give me a second here. Alright. We need to move on to these dice. The way I normally do this, I'll roll one to see how many digits are involved in this number. When the intuitive message came through that the dice are going to be a part of this reading, there was no message saying, oh, you know, it's going to signify this or that, so we're just going to roll with it and see what it does. Wow. Okay, we got 5 digits. Okay. More. Emily's going to aid us in our endeavor here. She says hello, by the way. Okay, our first digit is a 2. Second digit is a 4. Third digit is a 5. Fourth digit is a 6. And another 5. So yeah. Therein, I wasn't given any instructions on how those numbers would be significant to you. Sort of on a broad note, I would just suggest that you look for those in your everyday life. Signs, billboards, times, music, just numbers. When you see them crop up, you have to approach that with a kind of intuitive view of, is there relevance here? And if you see those numbers, more than likely it's going to point you in a direction that you need to go in or look in or be attentive to. So, all in all, I think this was a fairly positive reading. Like I said, there was a lot of energy involved. Your outcome card here with In Two Minds, as I said, it's really beautiful because it's all about synthesis. It's about bringing things together, union, harmony, which is a good thing. What you think? Go ahead. Go. Okay. Yeah, all in all, I think, a really positive reading. As I said with this returning card, your tool card is talking about letting go of that narrative, stepping away from it, allowing yourself to fly, and being aware of that sort of lurking tendency to stay in a situation or a kind of mindset or a circumstance because you've sort of been to a place where it's comfortable, like whether you're talking about depression or sadness or stress, or there's something there that's dark and it's lurking, and it wants to keep you here in this challenge, where there's this sort of fantasy narrative of, you being responsible for everyone or things, and like there's this weight, there's a stone that someone says, okay, here, like they're sort of forcing their view of reality and what is and what isn't on you, in an unfair way. So yeah, all in all, a really positive card. Especially your beginning card here, like I said, the Captive Man being reversed. This is all about freedom. It's about exploring who you are. It's about exploring who you are and moving forward in life in a very positive journey of, I'm going to do some work and grow as a person, and move, Yeah, really powerful and good I got from this status card. So yeah, all in all, I think it was a pretty good reading. As I said, with the messenger, you're definitely getting some input coming in from spirit, from the universe. There's some dialogue. Your life right now is trying to speak to you. And the significance coming through with this card, I get the impression that these voices are loud. It's saying, look, pay attention, be aware. So I think if you open yourself up to what's coming through, some of this will be really clear. But yeah, as I said earlier, I am running late as far as time's concerned. I've got other stuff I need to do. So I'm going to call it quits for now. I hope all of you are well. As I said earlier, if you're interested in having a reading done, certainly let me know. Send me an email or drop me a comment, and I'll be glad to help you out. But yeah, I don't know exactly which day the podcast, the new one, will be uploaded, but it'll be there. So take care.